Ever wonder why international students come across the pond? I'm here today with Sergio Gonzalez, Yannick Horn, and Jeffrey Hessenberger, and they're giving us some insight on what it's like to be an international student here at Montevallo. So, could you guys tell me a little bit on how your transition was from moving from overseas to the United States?
First of all, I mean, I think all of us was very excited to come over here because it's a new experience, a whole different life. So it was good to see something new, yeah, and everybody of us was very exciting.
Um, well, I know all of us were playing in a really high level in our respective countries, and then the recruiting videos that we did were pretty good. So I think we all have that in common, and coming to the U.S. with the objective of doing a great season here is the reason why we're here.
Right. And did moving here meet any of like your expectations? Like, was there any surprises when you moved here? Something that kind of caught you off guard in a sense?
I think before I came here, I expected TS like being very, very big, and that expectation was like the expectation was there, and it was obviously like it was very everything was very big in the US, but before I never visited Montevallo before, so when I came here, like it was so small. This Montevallo, there's nothing to do really, so I was like kind of disappointed because I expected more. So yeah, Yannick, what do you think?
Yeah, it's almost the same by me. When I came here, because I visited the US before, I expected also everything big, but I like the school. I like everything around here. I think it's not a bad point about here because we can put the focus on our sport and on our school. So we have nothing like what can affect us. So that's a good point about here, I think, because of our education and all that stuff, and to put the focus on our success as a team.
Um, well, for me, it was a big change in culture because people here is very different to what I expected. Also, the place where I didn't first come here, but I came to Florida, so it was very different to come out to Alabama after. So it was a big change, but what they say is true. Like the fact that there's not too many distractions made us focus more in soccer, and that's what we're here for.
So, kind of going back off of that, did any of your habits change coming over here? Like your academic habits, as far as like how you study, or even like how you perform on the field? Is it different from being, back at home playing soccer or football? I suppose.
Um, well, the style of soccer that is played here is very different. I know Yannick and Jeff can support me in that. It's very different. The style is way stronger, is way faster. So I know we all of us had to adjust to that type of game, and for me that was the hardest part.
Do you want to say something? Okay.
Additional to that, I can say that the soccer, how it's played here, is way different than especially in Germany, where Jeff and I are from, and we have to learn how to play here and to playing the same style of soccer, because that's the only way we can have success as a team.
Okay, and my last question is, coming to Alabama, obviously, Sergio, you came to Florida first, but how does the Alabama weather, the brutal heat, the humidity, how does that affect your performance? Does it change your performance, or did it like make it difficult at all, or was it an easy transition?
No, not at all. Like I expected. In Germany we have heat as well, but the Alabamian heat is something so different because you step on the field and you play like for 45 minutes, and it's so exhausting just because of the heat. So you have to adjust to the heat because you can't just run all the time full speed, because otherwise you will lose all your power and you can't play the second half. So it's very difficult. And also the weather's over here, it changes very quick. So many practices get cancelled because of storming and lightning, and yeah, that's not good. But I mean, it's the weather, you can't change it.
Well, actually, for me, it was a very big change because where I'm from is very close to the equator. So there's no really high temperatures or really low. So every time it starts getting cold, it's very hard for me to play in the cold. And at first, last year, the first time I did it, it was awful. But you start getting used to either to the heat or to the cold, and you start getting used to all these changes. Of course, it's difficult to play in conditions that you don't know, but it makes you better as a player.
For me as a goalkeeper, it doesn't affect me at all because I don't have to run that much.
All right, well, thank you so much, the three of you. The men play again this weekend, Friday at 4:30 p.m. against Alabama Huntsville. I'm Haley Myers reporting for Falcon Fever.